I'm just gonna attach my mic right here. No, actually, I'll hold on to it. I'm on a slight little break. I wanted to come on here and talk to you all about what I've been doing lately, and that's a whole lot of nothing. I haven't been doing a lot. Actually, I have been doing a lot, but nothing productive here for the channel. I apologize about that. I tried my best to change, take another path, another route here, but I don't think it's working out really well. And a lot of things have been happening lately that have been affecting somewhat my health. And how do I see the chat? Let me see top chat, live chat. Oh, there it is. Hey, Misty. Hey, Matt Saby. Oh, Matt Saby. I let you down, brother. I'm so sorry, but I'm gonna say some stuff here, and hopefully you'll be more understanding. You'll understand. Um, I have yeah, I've been really conflicted about what I'm doing here with the channel now, to be honest. Um I know that it started out as, listening to Christian music. I loved what I was hearing. I started to take uh the road here to looking more into Christianity. Unfortunately, I didn't really like what I saw or what I came across. Nothing personal against all of you. It's just for me, just something just didn't sit right. So I felt like I was going to be somewhat of a hypocrite if I continued with it. I also noticed that a lot of views had dropped because, well, once everything went back to normal after the pandemic, um, everybody went to their back to their jobs, and this wasn't as important. It wasn't as important, and I get it. I really do. I respect it. No hard feelings. Um, However, I try to make it so that I could change paths a little, so that I'm not doing too much Christian stuff, and I can listen to more of the music that I enjoy, which is what I've been posting lately. I was posting, you know, uh, some of my favorite music growing up. I wanted to do '90s music, so that '90s and 2000s music, so that we could all listen to that music that we enjoyed, back then. But but the views were really, like, really, really low, incredibly low. And whether a creator likes it or not, it does something to you. Like, it really does affect you, because you're pouring your heart out. You're putting out content, and you're expecting people to respond well to it, and when they don't, it's almost like a stab to the heart, to your creative heart. And so I decided to take a pause. I took a pause without letting you all know that I was taking a pause. Sorry. And I just took a pause because a lot of things have been happening lately as well. My mom hasn't been feeling well. She she's been having some heart palpitations. I took her to the ER like 3 times. She's been 4 times. I took her 3 times. Actually, she went once by herself. I took her twice. My brother took her the fourth time, and uh, she's fine supposedly. And so we're waiting for a call from the cardiologist to see what else might be going on. She's had a monitor on, and out of nowhere, she just gets these really high heart rate, and then she goes to the doctor, and it's nothing. Everything seems to be fine, which is just interesting, right? So I've been doing DoorDash a lot lately because the job that I had at the restaurant didn't pan out. It was the owner there. He let go of his business partner, who was my best friend, and so my business partner was outed from that, and obviously he couldn't fire me, so he found a way of making sure that I was not going to keep the job. Um, it's just one of those things, like, hey, we're going to cut your hours, and then, hey, I drive 2 hours to get here, so of course it doesn't make sense for me to stay, so forcing me to quit, in other words. So I've been doing DoorDash, and it's been going pretty well, which is why you see this. Like, I have I made this pouch. I bought the pouch, actually. I bought the pouch, and then I attached it to a rope where I, you know, hang my keys to make it easier for me when I'm delivering, and I put my phone in here so that I can access it quicker. It's just me wanting to keep my creative spirit alive, because I felt like it was somewhat dying. And then I got back into sketching lately, and the sketching has been wonderful. The sketching has really saved me. Um, it's kept me sane. So I took a break because I felt like I was going insane with 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 I don't know, just with everything that's going on. There's a lot going on, and it was really affecting my mental health, and um, so I took a break from that. I took a break from all the channels. I'm starting to sketch a lot more, which leads me to the next thing that I want to touch on. A lot of the old Hillsong United videos that I made, they're now getting copyright claims again, even though even though they released the claim and let me use the music. I think they're no longer letting me use the music. So whatever revenue was coming through because of that, it's cut off now. I'm going to have to fight the claim again and say, hey, you guys let me use it, or I was, you guys okayed it before. But it's going to be completely up to them whether or not they continue to let me use the music. So, needless to say, on that end, it's the revenue, the views are dropping, and the revenue is dropping even more so from those videos. Uh, yes, I have been sketching lately. I carry a sketchbook with me because it's like my therapy, and I just sketch what I see. I like this style called urban sketching because I like architecture and I love nature, so I sketch whatever I see. But I'm just more or less ex- experimenting with shapes. And by the way, I've not shown this to anyone yet, but inks, and just drawing whatever it is that I'm seeing in front of me. Can you guess where I had lunch the day that I drew this? um, and and just really from getting familiar with shapes. And I found that it is really, oh, I like this one here. I find that it's really calming and very therapeutic for me. So, needless to say, of course, this leads me to want to create content that is non-copyright, right? I don't want, yeah, checking the box. It's not because I feel like I'm not going to be completely through with copyrighted material. It's just really hard. It's extremely hard to get to put in all this work, all these hours into something only to have it flagged and not copyrighted. So there's no point in having a channel that has over 140,000 subscribers. Thank you, each and every one of you, by the way, for subscribing. Um, if if first of all no one's watching, and if you do watch, that video is not generating any revenue. I didn't get into it originally for that reason, but it was nice that through the pandemic, I was able to sustain my family with the channel, and then eventually I had to go back to DoorDash and then get a job, and now I'm back to DoorDash. But I would like to have a channel that is not making me rich, right? I don't want to be rich, but that is paying the bill so I can have some kind of stress relief. That'd be nice. Um, Without having to ask for money, right? Like I don't want you guys to. I appreciate the donations and I appreciate the memberships and everything, but I don't want you guys to feel obligated, or I don't want to be like, hey, help me. I wanted you guys to see material and um, to see the material and have the views do its thing. And so I'm thinking I want to go back to the journaling because I can you can you guess what artist did this? All the red and black, um, inking, and I'm gonna start documenting just this journey because I always give up on my sketching. I get on it and then I let it go, and then by the time I want to jump back on it, I I hate myself. I know that sounds harsh, but I really do. I hate myself because I'm like, if only I'd stuck with it, where would I be today? You know, where would I be today artistically had I stuck with it? And then I'm like back to ground zero, um, trying to start this over again. So, being amazed by how tall these pine trees grow. And I started journaling, um, started doing some journals with it. I'm interested in trains and started wanting to sketch, you know, quick little sketches of Ezekiel, but not being satisfied with any of them. This definitely does not look like Ezekiel. But, it's all. Am I playing music? No, I'm not playing music. Why? Oh, because of the earbud? No. Well, I do when I'm doing DoorDash. I like to listen to stuff. Uh, I think that's what you're talking about. But just sketching whatever it is that is in front of me. I love doing that. I want to talk about being creative and what it takes to be creative, highlight different arts, and looking at different pens, testing out different pens. Here's where I started to get a little serious. You see now, like I'm starting to do better shading, um, and then I had Ezekiel wouldn't stay still enough for me to sketch him while he was at speech therapy, and so I just sketched a quick little loose sketch of him. Here's some more practicing values, and then I started wanting to draw people, and I got this like sort of like loose sketch of people. And it works out really well. Here's some of Ezekiel, and then some made up faces. Uh, here's some more stuff that I take while I'm waiting for DoorDash to send me an order. I'm sketching like the Target or lamps that I'm seeing around. Um, Carrying watercolor pencils with me, and then writing about them, sort of just to allow me to remember why I like that pen, why I used a certain pen, or what the idea was behind it. It was a homeless person that was sitting on the side of the road. He had something in his hands. I think he was setting himself up with a drug or something, but I didn't draw that. But it was such a interesting composition, the figure just sitting there, barefooted, face covered, setting himself up. I'm not saying that I'm going to do this on this channel. Um, I still want to do music, and I am going to do music. I think I want to go back to exploring Christian music, um, even though it's probably going to get copyrighted. Um, Stick to that on this channel because a lot of you signed up for that, and so I feel bad that I'm wanting to flip the script on you and then um, and then not give you the content that you came here for. So that I do feel bad about that. But I am more than likely going to start another channel and uh, and just focus on the art and sketching and creativeness. On Father's Day, I had my first oyster. I had never had an oyster before because I thought it was going to gross me out. But my my compadre offered it to me, and I was like, you know what? Let's do it. Let's do that. Let's try something new. Let's step outside of our comfort zone, and just drawing has helped me with my mental health. There's Erica's grandpa, and then some. Oh, the boat. We went to Laughlin last weekend. Erica's dad has a boat, which we didn't even get to take out into the water because it was so windy. But I drew a few things on the way there. This is the we were following behind the boat, and that's the boat as we were following. Um, Getting some food, and somebody was ordering something from a kiosk, and here's there's just a little sketch that I put together. Um, to set myself up for the filming of the art and sketching. I built this around my table, but I just sketched a quick little frame and then I built it. And I love doing that. I love seeing what I can do, cutting material, piecing it together. Is it professional? No. No way. It's not professional in the slightest. But I love doing that. We went to the mall yesterday and I sketched this. Not the best, but It's my interpretation of it. I love doing that. And then earlier I was waiting for an order, and this big gentleman just comes in and orders, and I did a quick little sketch of him from behind. I mean, he was tall. He must have been like 12 feet tall. That's an exaggeration, but he was really tall. Probably about six, I don't know, 6'6", 6'7", pretty tall. No, maybe even more, maybe even 7. Um, a fire hydrant there, some machine they had on their desk, and then a few people that were working there. Um, that's my little sketch tour here with that. But I started another version of that, and here's a documented. I was gonna perform at a restaurant. And every time my friend invites me to perform at this coffee shop, I always get nervous because I don't even practice music anymore. I hardly ever grab my guitar and sit there and practice. So every time he invites me to play and I say yes, I'm a nervous wreck, right? So my friend owns a coffee shop in Riverside, and he invited me to perform tomorrow, and I'm anxious and I feel like I've lost my confidence. When I was younger, I feel like I could do anything, and well, it sure felt that way. And that part of me seems so far away, but I feel the fear and I'm going to do it anyway. This was Saturday, June 7th. And then the next day I played, and it was like worried for nothing, right? I took my time playing each song. I slowed the tempo down for a little dramatic effect, and it went well. I always think I'm going to suck and that I'm going to hit wrong notes. I did hit a few bad notes, and I did forget a few lyrics, but it was fine. It really was fine. And so I sketched a little bit of it. And then the next day, or that same day actually, my nephew Brian broke or dislocated his elbow, and I kind of drew the bone there dislocated. And later that night, Ezekiel climbed on a glass table where we had a TV, and he broke the glass table. And so there's a shattered glass everywhere, and the TV is no good no more, which is sad because I was going to use it as a monitor. Um, and then here's a few of my tools that I was using at that time. Here is some experiments with watercolor pencils and how they work. This paper is not good for watercolor pencils. I discovered that, and then I drew my mom going to the ER, and then a few other sketches. So I feel like I'm getting better. I don't know. You guys will be the judge eventually when I create that other channel. You guys will be the judge of that. But just really briefly, give you guys a little preview. I used to sketch like a lot, and I used to love doing. I don't know what these symbols are. I was just making stuff up, right? But I used to get down. I used to get down uh, and draw some pretty interesting stuff. Let me see. I want to show you something worthy of your time. Oh, here's something. I used to love to draw like geometric shapes, right? So here's a few. Yeah, there it is. Geometric shapes. Um, I messed around with some stamps. I took a piece of wood one day and I sketched a rooster, and there it is. There's the rooster. Um, so it was. I basically just created a stamp, placed it on the ink, and then stamped it. And then here's some other stuff. Yeah. Um, where is it? Oh, I'm pretty sure I copied this from somewhere, but I was learning hatching and created some of this stuff. It's not bad, right? It's not too bad. It is bad, but it's not too bad. And let's see, just experimenting with a bunch of stuff. I love graffiti and calligraphy, and so I did some stuff with pointillism, little universe or little nebula. This is years ago, by the way. This is like, God, maybe 10 years ago. So I had something. If only I had kept practicing, who knows where I'd be today. right? So I don't know. I love messing around with paper and all kinds of stuff. So that's what I'm going to do on the other channel. The whole point is that I'm tired. I'm getting really tired of starting something, feeling down on myself, and quitting. And art is a thing that I always go back to. Always. I start sketching, and I'm like, oh man, I used to love sketching. I start drawing something, I get really good, and then I just leave it because I take on a project, and I'm like, oh, this sucks, and then I dump it, and then I don't go back to it because I feel like it needs to be perfect. But I like this sort of loose sketching because it doesn't have to be perfect. It's just my interpretation, spontaneous in the moment, just piecing all that stuff together. Um, Messing with watercolors and alcohol markers, and again, just quickly sketching shapes. And Luna had an idea for a tattoo for me, and so I refined it. Here it is. This is going to be a tattoo. See, right here. It's her name. She wants me to get her name, and I will oblige. Is that how you use that word? I've never used that word before. A palm tree that I sketched really quickly, just messing around with, again, with how watercolor and how they work together, not knowing what or how they work. Here's a self portrait that Ezekiel drew over. um, and I don't know why I love that watercolor look and that watercolor feel. And then I also, not to brag, I mean, I do a lot of digital stuff, so you can follow me on Instagram, and see some of my process. It's pen. It's pen meets world with, I think, underscores, or underscores or periods, one of the two. Pen meets world. Sketchbook. I made this. I cut out a piece of cardboard from a Amazon box, so I'm recycled it. I upcycled. I've been doing paracord stuff, so like obviously paracord, rope tying and stuff. So I'm piecing all of my skills together to create stuff. And so here's a sketchbook that I made, and this is my watercolor book number one. Here's the paper that I made and all that stuff, and I have like a little mini travel size. Um, where is it? Where is it? Right here. Check this out. Look how cute this is. Yes, I just used the word cute. Um, like this. Okay, yeah. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. I mean, somebody come look at this. Look at that. Isn't that cool? And so I made a swatch to see what each color looks like, and then I created this tree, and then I painted this. Look at that. I love architecture. And then desert, sort of that desert wabi sabi style architecture. That's my favorite. So right here, I'm just gonna probably fill this first book with watercolor architecture, wabi sabi, or like that desert architecture. So made that book, made another little smaller square style book, and then this longer one that I think I'm gonna do. I think my battery died on my mic. Can you hear me okay? No sound. Can you hear me? Okay, we're good. Okay, yeah, my mic died. So On Instagram, pen, like my pen dot meets dot world. And on YouTube, it's pen underscore meets underscore world. And I think TikTok is period as well, I think. Um, but yeah, this all started because I wanted to do some AI stuff. And then I thought, hey, can ChatGPT teach me animation? And so I started doing videos about it showing me how to animate something. And then I'm like, wait a minute, how am I going to animate when I don't know how to draw yet? And I'm like, better, I'm just going to start sketching. And I started sketching. And I found that it was doing a lot of positive things for my mental health, my well-being. And I want to continue that because art has always been my go-to. It's always been my healthy escape. It's always been my my lifeline, you know, my lifesaver. You know, locking myself up when I was a kid to draw, to sketch, to take photos. Just creative stuff is my thing. And then I always have something to fall back on whenever I'm done with the art. I go to music. When I'm done with music, I go to wallet making. By the way, I made this wallet last year. Last year I made this wallet, and it's still look, it's still good. It's a little mini wallet that I made. Like I literally made this. I bought the canvas material at Joann's or something like that, and then I have a sewing machine. I sewed it, pieced it together, and it's still good. You know, um, I still have stuff like I didn't make this pouch. I bought the pouch, but I tied the rope. I made it so that I can, when I'm door dashing at night, I don't trip over somebody's cat, and then I can hang my glasses here. Like so, like creative stuff. I just love getting creative. I think being creative is the thing that makes me the happiest, and so I want to get back into it. Too bad it was really hot in my garage. Otherwise, I would still be making signs like I was making signs years ago. No, but I'm gonna get back into it, and so you'll see some pretty cool videos. So follow me if you can. I just appreciate that very much. I'm gonna get back on doing the Christian reactions here. Just bear with me because my health I'm just now coming back, and I really want to make sure that I give it my all. I don't want to be distracted, and I don't want to rush a video just for the sake of getting stuff out there. I want to I want to really pay attention to a song and really give it the attention it deserves because it was given attention and given time to be created and all that. And then I have my metal channel that I'm going to continue doing. So that's it. That's all that. That's all that is. And so I want to just remind you all that I'm still here, and I want to thank you for your love and support. And Matt Sabi, I want to apologize for not following up with you when you were here, but that's all that's been going on. I've been worried about my mom's health. I've been really worried about my mom's health, and I want to make sure that she's okay. I'm not even sure if she went to work today. She skipped out on work yesterday because she wasn't feeling well, and so I'm guessing that it's all going to be maybe her. She's probably going to need a pacemaker. Um, but we'll see. I'm leaning more towards its anxiety and panic because she's the type of person that she didn't believe in anxiety and she didn't believe in panic. She said if you're anxious or if you're depressed, just start cleaning and then your depression will disappear. But I think now she's realizing, oh, this is a thing. After the whole thing with my stepdad, she finally has everything. She can relax. She has her house. She has a new car. She has a job. She has her health. She has her children's health. She has her grandchildren's health. Like everything's perfect. She should be relaxing, but something in her is like, no, alert, 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 and it's freaking her out. So I'm thinking it's that. Plus, she's older now. She doesn't want to work anymore. And her job is stressing her out. And it's just a bunch of things. My mind has just been completely immersed in all that. Plus, my son. Plus, my boy, Easy. He's uh he's 2 years old now. Can you believe that? 2 years old, and he's still not speaking. He's still not talking. So we've been seeing a speech therapist, and he's been signing a lot. He's been making efforts to actually say certain words. He's copying a lot. So he's really smart, and he communicates in his own little way. but in speech, he's about a year behind. And so, we're dealing with that. Plus, just a bunch of stuff. I don't want to bore you with all that stuff, but it's just a bunch of stuff. My health and my mental and emotional well-being uh, has been delicate and in jeopardy lately, but I'm good. I'm good. I'm still walking a good path. Um, not not fully calling myself a Christian anymore, but I'm still walking the path with the Great Spirit, as you guys already know. That's what I call him. So please don't get offended by that. Um, Anytime you hear me say Great Spirit, just think Father, the Father. Okay, and that's it. So just wanted to update you all so that you don't feel abandoned by me. And I want to say thank you all for being here. Thank you for your love and support. God bless you all. Uh, God continue to bless you and give you health and you and your family and all your loved ones. Okay. All right, familia. I will see you on our next adventure. Bye bye. How do you turn this thing on? I don't know how to turn this thing off. Okay, I think this is it. Bye bye. Are you sure?